The market recovered nicely on Monday, but here on Tuesday, it looks like it's going to open down bigly once again. What I want to do is go through your favorite stocks and look at the most popular stocks on Reddit to give you an idea of if these stocks are actually performing or if these are stocks that you need to get out of the way of. Don't even think about touching. We're going to call these Lambos or food stamps today. So let's start with the market, right? Let's start with the SPY, the S&P 500. First, we got some headwinds right here. We got a sell signal on October 13th. Now, all of the market indices have sell signals at this point. So the SPY, the Nasdaq, and the Dow Jones all have sell signals. Now, let's evaluate them from the outlier 9 perspective. Now, the 9 here tell us if everything is moving effortlessly or if we have headwinds, right? So any stock that we're going to look at today is going to have the outlier 9 template. And what it starts with is the market. 40% of any stock's move is due to the market. If the market's acting right, that makes everything else easier. 30% of the stock's move is due to the sector. If the sector is there, then your stock is going to be buoyed up. That's 70% of the move at just those two things, the market and the sector. And only the last 30% is the stock itself. So every stock that we cover, keep that in mind, right? It may be the one stock that's performing well, but if the market's working against it and the sector's working against it, it's got a huge weight holding it back, right? Rather than being a slingshot, rather than being a trampoline, it's an anchor. It's an anvil, right? It's an anvil falling down on Wile E. Coyote's head, right? You got to make sure that you're trading with the market, with the sector, and then with the stock. So we got a sell signal here on the market. So that's not going to help us. The trend is still bullish. We got the 10 over 20 price over 50. And so that is what we call the outlier trend template. So when I mentioned the trend template, that's what we're looking at, the 10 EMA, the 20 EMA, and the 50 EMA. If all of those are moving up higher, then you have a bullish trend. And then breadth. Now, this I wasn't too surprised by. Now, market breadth measures how many buy or sell signals we have, and also measures how many uptrends or downtrends we have. If you look over here on the left-hand side, only utilities is bullish. Everything else is bearish, and that's a bad sign. That's a really bad sign. If utilities and staples are bullish, that means that those are the defensive stocks. People are moving their money from offensive positions into defensive positions. And right here, utilities is the only one that has a bullish crossover. Now, what I want to show you here is market breadth. Let me get back to today. Market breadth today, you can see it is falling off a cliff hard and fast. We got only 20% of the market has a buy signal. That means 80% of the market is sitting on sell signals. Don't be the last man standing, okay? Don't be the last guy who's still holding onto a stock as it's crashing down saying, but it should go back up. That is the most dangerous word in finance, but it should go back up. My fundamental analysis says it should be going up to $150,000 a share. It should do this. But if you aren't taking care of risk, you're going to get toasted. Now, let's look down here, right? We're getting less and less uptrends, more and more downtrends. Now, today it looks like it has a slight reversal after the big move up from yesterday. Now, obviously, we don't know where it's going to end today, right? We can't predict today's future, but it's moving down. It's trending down. That's why these bars are gray. When it is green, that means we have more uptrends than downtrends. I'm sorry, more uptrends. When it's red down here, that means we have less downtrends. So like this right here is a perfect example of more uptrends, less downtrends. That is a beautiful market, all right? And when you combine a strong bullish crossover here on the number of buy signals with days where it has more uptrends, less downtrends, that is an ideal scenario. That is the time where Chris is going to be getting long. Right now, we're still talking about the market. It doesn't look great at all. It doesn't look great at all. But let's move on to our first stock here. How about Tesla? All right, Tesla has 3 of 9. Tesla's a food stamp all the way. Tesla is a food stamp all the way. But let's look at it, right? We've got the trend of the market. It's in place. The signal and the breadth, this will not change on anything else. So we've established what the market looks like. It will always remain the same. The sector, this is not in the tech sector. Teslas are in the discretionary sector. And so this sector has bearish fear and greed and bearish breadth. Now you can see the sector fear and greed right down here, and it's been bearish for a while. It's actually into the fear category at this point. So what this measures here is the average fear and greed score for everybody in that sector. Now over here, is what it looks like today. There's 126 companies that are greedy. 132 companies are fearful. Now, this plotted on a timeline is what this represents right here. And you can see that crossover point 132 is fear versus 126 greed. That's why it has less greed, more fear. And then this shows the fear and greed of the individual stock itself. So looking at this, Tesla got a sell signal on October 3rd. So let's go to the Tesla chart real quick and see exactly where October 3rd was. Right here. That was the sell signal on Tesla. Now, Tesla is down how much from that point here? If we go close to close, down about 1.39%. Not a huge move down. I'm looking at the pre-market number right there. Not a huge move down just yet, but it's getting you out of the way as risk is being elevated. But it still has the bullish trend, right? We can see the trend right there. Sell signal, fear and greed is going down more towards fear. And actually, it has quite a few outlier blocks stacked right on top of it. So Tesla is one that is a food stamp for me all day. Tesla food stamp, the most dangerous word in finance, right? Manny's saying, hey, look at that snapback. Yes, this is something we've also noticed, is that if a stock gets super high on greed or fear, look for the snapbacks. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here. And follow those sell signals to get out of the way before that. So Tesla is a food stamp. Here we go. Let's go to the next one. Nvidia in the tech sector. I think we're going to see a lot of sectors that are lit up red like this. However, Nvidia is bucking the trend. It's still got a bullish trend here. It still has a buy signal. The fear and greed is actually still rising. And then it looks like it doesn't have any outlier blocks. Let's just double check here on the chart here. Yeah, it doesn't have any outlier blocks in the way of it right now. Now, looking at this, right, when the sector looks this ugly and you've got one stock that is outperforming the sector, that's great once we've hit the bottom. That'll be your leader, okay? But in the meantime, it's going to be pulled down. It's going to be drugged down. It's going to be fighting for its life to stay where it is. However, once we find that bottom in the market, this will be the first one to launch. This will be the first one to launch. Let's go to the next stock. Wait. How are you going to rank Nvidia? How are you going to rank Nvidia? That's what I want to hear. Nvidia lamb stamp? Lamb stamp? So it's 5 of 9. So it still qualifies a weak buy, right? I say anything that's 4 or less is a sell. Anything that's 5 or more would be in the buy category, 50-50 basically. But I'm not buying it right here, right? When the market is acting like this and the sector's acting like that, there's no way I'd be putting my money at it. Let's see. Oh, some of us are getting a different bull and bear list. That's easy peasy. Just go up here and change from swing to active signal. And it is a global change. So the swing signals are a little bit longer term and actually much higher expectancy, which is why I'm focusing in all my time on swing signals. However, if you want to be more active, that is what the active signals are for. Just change from swing to active and you will get different results. And it does apply to everything across the board. Don says Nvidia is on his watch and wait list. I actually like that perspective there, Don. I like that perspective quite a lot. Ozzy Ian says the Toyota. What's wrong with Toyotas? I love a Lexus, a Toyota product. I would I could give it that, right? It's very reliable, it's very dependable. But it's not quite a Lambo. I'll give you that. All right, let's go to the next one here. Microsoft, 2 of 9. Microsoft is sitting on 2 of 9. Let's go look at the Microsoft chart real quick. Holy moly. Yeah, you've got okay, so here's the deal. We still have the 10 over 20 price over 50. So this is still technically a bullish trend. It's between 2 order blocks right here, which is going to cause a lot of headaches, right? I wouldn't be surprised at all if it ping pong back in here all the way to earnings. But what we see is the signal is not helping you out. It's got a sell signal as of today, Tuesday, October 14th. Fear and greed going down. The tech sector, same as it was in Nvidia, not looking great. The market is the same. Microsoft is a food stamp all day. It's a food stamp all day for sure. It is for sure. David, I went over to SPY first. Nvidia is a Lambo that needs some service. Yeah. Let's go to the next one here. Meta stock. I'll tell you what. I don't know about you guys, but I think Mark Zuckerberg jumped the shark with Meta, right? It was 2021. All the all the metaverse was such a buzzword, right? If you had anything to do with AI, with VR, with AR, all that stuff, the blockchain, you know, your stock just went crazy. And Facebook stock did go crazy at that time when it was Facebook stock. Now that it's Meta, I think it's jumped the shark, right? I don't think that the innovations that they were claiming to have happen were going to happen. And looking at this, look at this, right? At least right now, but I would say as far away from Meta as possible. You've got a sell signal, you've got a bearish trend. You might get a little bit of bounce from these order blocks down here. You might catch a little bit of bounce right there, but unlikely to me. Like this is one of those stocks where you want to be sure you're following the trend, right? The sector's pushing down, the stock's pushing down. Don't be fighting this. Don't be fighting this. Food stamp all day. Meta food stamp. Meta, I think, is overvalued. Food stamps for days. Let's go to the next one. And you know what's great about this, right? As we're going through this, I'm teaching you how to use the Outlier 9, right? You can get access to this platform just 82 cents a day. The Outlier 9 is going to show you when everything is set up, right? Without any work at all. Just glancing up in that corner, you can see if the market's set up for you, the sector set up for you, and if the stock is set up for you. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to get a winner every single time, but at least you're going to have all the wind in your sails, everything at your back, helping push you forward. So that's why I like to go through this, okay? Now we're looking at Celsius. This is in the staples sector. Now we talked a minute ago about how if the utilities and staple sectors are doing well, that is bad for the market. So I want to include a staple stock. So looking at this one, actually, the staple sector has not come around yet. It has not. It's getting more and more fearful. It actually has bearish breadth, so more and more sell signals. But Celsius is bucking that trend here. We've got a buy signal, came through a couple of days ago. And we've got a bullish trend. The fear and greed is rising. And it looks like we might be clear of any outlier blocks on top of it. Yeah, we're clear of any outlier blocks out here. So Celsius, actually, 5 of 9 could be a weak buy. Could be a weak buy. Trav came for the hats, but he stayed for the stocks. I like it. I like it. Carol says that's the beauty of it, right? It's just super easy. And let's see. Corey says Outlier 9 signals are critical for market sentiment. There you go. Stefan says it's a food stamp. Ooh, but Doug says it's a Lambo. Dr. J says it's a Lambo, but it's at least 5 years old. See, that's what makes a market, right? You can have buyers, you can have sellers, and right here, honestly, 5 of 9, you get to make that call. Is this the right stock for you? Is it one you want to pass on? For me, it doesn't fit my trading plan, and that's okay. I'm a fund manager. I manage 2 funds, about to be 3 funds. And because of that, I'm just going to follow my plan. I'm not going to stress on it. Let's go to the next one. Google. Ooh, Google, 2 of 9. 2 of 9. Google looks awful. 99.68. It nearly maxed out the greed scale over here. Nearly maxed out the greed scale. Pull back slightly. September 24th is when the buy sell signal came. Let's go look at Google. September 24th, right here. Oh, did I measure? Oh, yeah. Here we go. I measured from the buy signal to the sell signal. That was a 17% move in 16 days. So a really solid signal right here. Had nothing to do with earnings, by the way. Earnings were there and there. Huge 17% move. And ever since then, Google is struggling. Google is struggling here with a 2 of 9. That's a flapjack. Google is a food stamps. It's a good food stamps though. Hey, don't spoil it. That might be on that might be coming up here in just a couple minutes. We're going to be talking about uranium stocks, or we're going to be looking at gold stocks, or we're going to be looking at material stocks. We got a lot to look at today. Food stamp for days, according to Mr. Woody Wood. All right, let's go to Intel. Intel. This is one that had that big gap up, and then it came back slightly, and then has hugely moved up since then. Now it's at, oh man, 90. Where was the peak of the greed up here? 98.57. 98.57. That came on October 6th. Was at 98.57. That is like pegging the highest greed score as possible. Now we got a sell signal here on Thursday, October 9th. So let's go to Intel. Let's mark where that sell signal came. Actually, let me clear all my notes real quick. Okay. Thursday, October 9th, sell signal came right there, which actually was the highest day close ever in the history of Intel. Was the day we got the sell signal. Okay, that's cool. And from September 19th, which was here to there, that was a close to close move of 27%. That is a sick move right there. A 27% move. 99.57, sell signal came, and now we're sitting at 3 of 9. Look, Intel had its run. Intel was a big, beautiful run right here. But honestly, at this point, I would definitely be taking profits. When the sector's working against it, the market's working against it, it may be doing well right now, but that may be a temporary thing. So what would you put? What would you put right now on Intel? Lambos or food stamps? Vincent says Intel's taking over. Their common chips are best for data centers. They'll be good, but it has a long order block around 50. Oh, it does? Let me zoom out. There it is. Actually, I didn't realize that it had order blocks up ahead. We're sitting at 52-week highs, I guess. September to September. Yeah, these are 52-week highs. So let's talk about what order blocks are, what they mean. All right, so these order blocks up here, these outlier blocks, as we like to call them, these are people who are stuck in the stock and they are waiting, hoping and praying that we can finally see the stock come back. In fact, somebody in our Discord mentioned yesterday, if this was you, let me know in the chat, because I can't remember off the top of my head right now, that they just sold out of a stock that they had bought before Outlier that had gone down. And then once it came back up to where he got in, once he got out at break even, he was selling it right away. That is exactly the psychology behind outlier blocks, behind order blocks. And right here at $50, it could really struggle. But then again, $50 is way up there, right? $50, you've got tons of room. How much room is that up to $50? That's it's another 40% higher. 40% higher. That was MT for BBAI. So let's go to look at BBAI real quick. A little audible here, BBAI for MT. All right, so, and thank you very much, MT, BBAI, for sharing that with us. Oh, do we not cover BBAI? Hang on. We don't cover it, but have no fear. In the next 2 weeks, we are uploading 6,000, literally 6,000 more stocks and ETFs into Outlier. We covered 2,600 of the most liquid ones today. 6,000 more are coming in the very, very near future. So let's go look at BBAI's chart, right? So MT saying he bought it probably back here, and he finally got out yesterday or the day before at his break-even price, right? So he had created his own order block right here. And he's like, as soon as I get out, as soon as I can get out at break-even, I'm out. So isn't that cool, right? That is the psychology behind outlier blocks. Let's go to Palantir next. Palantir, 4 of 9. This is in the tech sector. So the market and the sector are not helping it out, but the stock, right? We've got a buy signal that's still active. The trend is still bullish. Let's go look over here real quick. The trend is still bullish. Come on, let's go. It does have an outlier block up here. It's got a little bit of room up to that point. So the 10 is still over the 20, price is over the 50 still, but it looks like it is waning. MT said he made 5 cents a share. There you go. All right, so you guys tell me, how would you rank Palantir? We've got 4 of 9. Fear and greed's going down. The sector is not helping it out. The trend signal, and you've got some room up to this outlier block, right? Are you buying the dip on Palantir? You tell me. You tell me in the chat. That's what I'm looking for right now. You tell me in the chat. By the way, we got out of TQQQ yesterday following our plan, made about 2% on the stock. Could have been much more, but because we followed the plan, we were able to completely sidestep this move down this morning and still came out ahead. Had we not followed our plan, we'd be looking at another ugly down day. But now sitting in SGov, which is our interest-bearing cash vehicle. Let's go to that real quick. And hey, you know what? When you are in SGov, you get paid daily interest. That's what that looks like right there. You get paid daily interest. And then at the end of the month, it resets down, pays the dividend, and you get to do it all over again. So if you're looking for something to do when the market is not working in your favor, SGov is the perfect place. That's where I've put my money right now. And that's where I put my money where my mouth is, for sure. Palantir could stick. Palantir dip could stick, and I'm no dipstick. Okay. Let's see. Future Lambo on Palantir. JG says it's a food stamp. Doug says Palantir food stamp. Justin says Palantir food stamp. Carol says it's just not the right time to buy. I would agree with you that on Carol, right? I think that Palantir, I mean, it totally could have legs. I am not one of those channels, right? Outlier is not one of those places to come where you're going to see somebody wearing a cowboy hat or any other hat, or maybe even no hat, screaming, "Oh my God, you got to buy Palantir. My bull case is it's going to be $250 a share at the minimum. $450 a share is my base case. $712 a share is honestly the best case scenario and most likely, right? No. We don't do predictions around here. We look at the data that's given to us. Then we can assess today if the risk is right for our type of trading. And all you got to do is follow that plan. Follow that plan. Let's go to SoFi. SoFi, a lot of SoFi bros love SoFi. Let's take a look at SoFi. Oh no, it's down 4% today. Remember last week when we had someone come on and he's like, Chris made me sell my SoFi shares. That's literally going to be something I will reference until the end of time. Chris made me sell my SoFi shares. I'm an itty bitty baby boy. I don't know what to do. Some random YouTube guy on the internet said it was trending down, so I sold my SoFi shares. Right, go get a diaper. After you got your diaper on, let's talk like big boys, okay? Bro, you got your 10 under the 20. Price is not quite under the 50 right now, so this is going to be a sideways trend on SoFi. That's why it's got a white background right there. So it's got a buy signal, and the fear and greed moving down, the financial sector moving down, and honestly, this is not one that I'm touching. No way. SoFi, so buy. Okay, I like that. SoFi, still a meme stock. So you tell me. But Chris, the pro YouTuber, said that it has to go to. Trust me, I've seen a lot of those headlines lately. It's something like SoFi is going to squeeze to $100. Mark my words, guaranteed profits. SoFi goes to $500 a share. Something crazy like that. It's like, what are you doing? Okay. Just look at what the stock is doing. Take your best guess, right? Have a plan to be in if it fits your trading plan, and then plan on the plan not going to plan by having a plan to get out. That's all you got to do, right? Don't overcomplicate this. Don't get emotionally involved in this. All stocks are bad, but every once in a while they act right. And if you use OVTLYR, it'll tell you when they're acting right and when they're not acting right for only 82 cents a day. Let's go to the next stock here. MP. I know a lot of people are excited about MP, including our very own Deep Thought, who's more supercomputer than he is human. As that buy signal come through on October 9th, the materials sector, not quite so bullish around here. Definitely not quite so bullish on breadth. And so he's bucking the trend by following this stock right there, Mr. Deep Thought. Should I call him Mr. Deep Thought, or should I call him Supercomputer Deep Thought? Or maybe Super Mr. Deep Thought? Either way, look at this, right? The stock, the trend, the signal, fear and greed, no outlier blocks in the way. Let's go over here and look at MP Materials. Ooh, yeah, let's go. MP the Lambo. I like it. MP the Lambo, Mr. Doug Baird. And so that came on October 9th. Where's October 9th on here? Yeah. Ooh, look at that. That's been a big move. Even with this sell-off this morning, here to here, only up 23%. Only up 23% using the Deep Thought AI. I like it. Sir Deep. Call him 42. So yeah, this is a huge mover right here on MP, right? Even with just 5 of 9, there are still great opportunities out there. And if you're willing to take that risk, just know where you're going to get out before you're going to get in. Like Little Even, he's already got his trailing stop triggered with an 18% gain. Very cool. Very cool. Let's go to the next stock, Path. What is Path? I don't know what Path is, but it was on the Reddit most talked about list, UiPath. So what is Path? Let's click this little button up here. UiPath Class A and its technology. Okay, cool. Still don't tell me what it is. So, ooh, this is getting really greedy. It's at 91.98. It's got the whole green on the stock right here. But again, the market and sector are not quite working for it. Let's go look at Path. And not looking so hot this morning. But from the buy signal, it came back on September 23rd. September 23rd right here. From that point to today, we're still up a good 28%. 28%. Man, I tell you what, that's probably worth 82 cents a day right there. So let's go on to the next one. OKLO. This is in the utility sector. This has the fear and greed and the breadth in the sector helping it out. However, Outlier says, you know what? Take your profits, get out of the way with the sell signal as of September 29th. Let's go look at, what was that again? Was it UUU? OKLO. 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 All right. How are you going to rank? Now, this one could be a little controversial. How are you going to rank OKLO, right? It's still got a sell signal, but it's trending up higher. Fear and greed's growing. No outlier blocks in the way as of right now. The sector's good. You tell me in the chat. That's what I want to hear. How are you going to rank it? September 16th to September 29th. Let's mark those on the chart real quick. September 16th to September 29th here. So that move resulted in only a 23% gain. Only a 23% gain. Now, it absolutely has gone up after that sell signal, and that totally can happen. Where are you going to put it? Manny says it is on the Lambo list. Vincent says he's ready to sell it. Lambo that needs air in the tires. It definitely has a lot of air in his tires right now, Chris. OKLO for a Lambo. Oh, Path was a robotic stock. Got it. Let's see. JG says he's putting it on the watch list for now. That's food bow right there. I don't know what that means. That's a food bow. Oh, a food lamb stamp. I got it. A food Lambo stamp. A food bow. All right. Food stamps can't fight the market. Oh, Key says it's a meme stock. OKLO is a Lambo stamp. All right. Let's go to the next one. UUUU. I know a lot of people have talked about UUUU in the energy sector. Similar situation here. Sell signal, but it's moved up since that sell signal. Let's take a look at it. All right, so from the buy signal here, August 28th to October 3rd, okay, I got that. And then October 3rd was right here. Okay, from there to there, only a 41% gain. Outstanding work on that signal right there. Now, it has definitely continued up higher. So again, I'm leaving it up to you. How are you going to rank UUUU? Let's take a look at it objectively. The sector, not helping you out so much. The sector, fear and greed going down, sector breadth going down. But this dude has been greedy AF for a hot minute. Look at this. Look at this. We got to go back 6 months to see any sort of fear. So it's been greedy for a long time. And it still is greedy at 81.88. Rick says UUUU and MP are USA rare earth plays. Well, according to Donald Trump, how dare you, China, tell me that you're not going to give me all the rare earth materials that I need. This is such a dumb move from China. But, you know, UUUU, this is a tremendous stock. Just look at the stock right there. This is a big, beautiful stock in a big, beautiful trend. And with that being said, how are you going to rank UUUU? For me, again, this is not my trading plan right now. And I have no problems with sitting on the sidelines, sitting in cash. But if you're taking UUUU, how are you trading it? How are you trading it these days? Let's go. We're in our final 3 here. AMD. We finally got to AMD, the internet's most favorited stock. AMD. AMD has a buy signal after the big gap move. Let's double check its gap and crap status. Awesome. This is what you want to see. Okay, let's talk about what a gap and crap is. Now, this is the kind of information that you can get for only 82 cents a day when we do our live trading in the afternoon. You can join us and follow along for literally 82 cents a day over at outlier.com when you pick up the annual pass. The gap and crap right here is a great thing. I'm sorry, the gap and go is a great thing. The gap and crap is what you're looking out for. So a gap and go right here on AMD, on that big OpenAI announcement. Gapped up bigly, and then it did not close under the low of that candle. That is the important part here. This is a taco trade. When you see it not close under the candle, but actually keep on going, that is a great thing. That is what's called a gap and go. Now, it definitely had a pullback here, but it continues to move up higher. A gap and crap is a get out signal. If you see it close underneath the low, the bottom wick of the original gap candle, that is a get out of the way, move out fast, because it is a gap and crap. So AMD looks like gap and go. And again, this could be one of those stocks when the market turns around and the sector turns around, that could slingshot it that much higher. It could trampoline shoot it to the moon, right? This, when you find a stock that is the leader, AMD, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. AMD is absolutely the leader right now. when you find a stock that is the leader, and then the market finally catches up, it can propel this to new heights like you've never, ever seen before. But in the meantime, put it on the watch list. Put it on the watch list. All right, let's keep going here with GLD. We finally got to our gold stock here. Buy signal came on August 26th on GLD. August 26th, and it has not stopped yet. A huge move in gold, pushing up higher and higher and higher. Now, the sector here, this is just the S&P 500 sector constituents, because gold is its own thing, right? We can't really compare gold to anything else. Maybe silver, maybe platinum, but this is up 22-ish% since that buy signal. Bro, that's crazy talk right there. Getting more and more greedy the entire way up. So if you're in gold, I'd be watching this. I'd be watching this because it is pushing, it's nearly pegging out on the full value on fear and greed. And it is pushing up higher and higher and higher. And it totally could have more room to run, right? Gold is the flight to safety asset. And honestly, it could continue to run for a hot minute. It's the golden Lambo. Dr. J says it's 8th today if it continues. 7 rolls so far, about to be his 8th. Ooh. Now, rolling is one of those tricks that we teach in the trading room, the invitation only live streams, by the way. The way you get the invitation is through our Discord. Man, you've rolled it 7 or 8 times. So he's guaranteed profits in the trade. Now, what does rolling mean? That means taking your option and selling to close the original one and moving up closer to at the money, a new one. So what you do is you take partial profits, you have more capital that you can go trade with, and it keeps the trade on. You cannot do this with stock. So it's reducing your risk while you're taking profits, while you get to keep the trade on. It is such a ninja hack. If you have used rolls for all kinds of dastardly deeds, like helping your portfolio grow, type ninja in the chat, just like Gus did right there. That is such a ninja hack where you can just roll it. Dr. J at this point has guaranteed profits. I can't imagine that he doesn't at this point. Usually by the 3rd roll, you're sitting on guaranteed profits, so that no matter what, even if gold crashed to 0 tomorrow, he would still have those profits. Yeah, lots of people throwing the ninja. They know exactly how cool it is to roll options. Very, very awesome. All right, let's go to our final stock of the day, the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones. How's that sound? The Dow Jones. Looking at the Dow Jones, the market's not going to help you. The sector, right? The 30 stocks that make up the Dow Jones are getting more and more fearful, right? And we got a sell signal that just came through today on the Dow Jones. Let's go look at the DJAI. DJIA. There we go. The Dow Jones. Wait. DJIA. DJIA. Clearly, I'm doing it wrong. Let's do DIA. That is the Dow Jones ETF. Yeah. So if you aren't already out of the market, we've got sell signals on the SPY. We've got sell signals on Nasdaq. We've got sell signals on the Dow Jones. We looked at a handful of stocks that are outperforming. And that is actually great. Put those on your watch list. Once the market turns around and helps you out, once the sectors start turning around and helping you out, those stocks could be huge, huge winners. But in the meantime, don't be stressing on them. Don't be fighting anything, right? Trading should feel effortless. Honestly, when you've got all 9 working in your favor and you finally found the stock that's moving, trading feels effortless. If you have seen what it's like to have trading feel effortless, put that in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. But it is one of the greatest feelings ever when you just put money in and you take money out, just like if we're an ATM. So listen, if this has been helpful to you at all, be sure you share this with somebody who needs it, right? We covered a ton of stocks and probably a few of the stocks that you are covering today as well. Kostya says, yeah, it's 100% effortless. When you're doing it right, it should feel just like that. And also, if you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, click one of these 2 videos and have a fantastic day. We will talk soon.